Our universe is filled with both breathtaking beauty and unimaginable darkness. Sometimes the darkness erupts on a human scale, leaving scars on our collective memory. One such event was Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass. It occurred on the night of November 9th, 1938, spilling over into the following day. This night of terror, orchestrated by the Nazi regime in Germany, targeted Jewish people and their property in a terrifying display of hatred and violence. The shattered glass that littered the streets was symbolic of the shattered lives and communities left in its wake. Kristallnacht was not a random act of violence. It was a carefully orchestrated pogrom, a planned attack on a specific group of people. The name itself, while seemingly simple, speaks volumes. It evokes images of shattered storefronts, broken homes, and the shards of a once vibrant culture scattered amongst the rubble. To truly understand Kristallnacht, we must look back a few days earlier. On November 7th, 1938, a young Jewish refugee named Herschel Grynszpan, desperate to avenge his family's deportation from Germany, shot Ernst von Rath, a German diplomat in Paris. This act, born of despair and anger, would have horrifying repercussions. The Nazi regime, already deeply anti-Semitic, seized upon the assassination as a pretext for violence. Propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, a master manipulator of fear and anger, saw an opportunity to further inflame hatred against Jewish people. He used the assassination to paint a picture of a Jewish conspiracy against Germany, whipping the population into a frenzy. On the night of November 9th, the storm broke. Fueled by hate-filled rhetoric and a thirst for violence, Nazi paramilitary forces and mobs of citizens unleashed a wave of terror across Germany and annexed Austria. Synagogues, the spiritual heart of Jewish communities, were set ablaze, their sacred scrolls desecrated. Jewish-owned businesses, once symbols of prosperity and integration, were ransacked and destroyed. Windows were smashed, goods were looted, and the streets ran red with the reflection of flames against a backdrop of broken glass. Homes were invaded, families were terrorized, and innocent people were beaten, arrested, and murdered. Section 4, the world takes notice, international response and condemnation. The horrors of Kristallnacht sent shockwaves across the globe. News of the organized violence and destruction spread quickly, met with outrage and condemnation from many world leaders and citizens. Governments issued statements of protest, decrying the barbarity of the Nazi regime. Some countries even recalled their ambassadors from Germany in a symbolic act of protest. However, despite the widespread condemnation, concrete action was limited. Many nations, grappling with their own internal issues and fearful of another devastating war, were hesitant to directly challenge Hitler and the Nazi regime. The world watched in horror, but its response was muted. This inaction would have devastating consequences in the years to come. Section 5. A turning point in history, the significance of Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht was a turning point in the Nazi persecution of Jews, marking a significant escalation from discrimination to outright violence and terror. The shattered glass that littered the streets was symbolic of more than just broken windows. It represented the shattered illusion of safety and security for Jews living in Germany. The events of that night made it tragically clear that the Nazi regime was determined to eliminate Jewish people from German society entirely. Kristallnacht served as a chilling prelude to the horrors of the Holocaust, where the systematic extermination of 6 million Jews would become a stark and horrifying reality. We must never forget the lessons of Kristallnacht, for it stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked hatred, the fragility of civilization, and the urgent need to confront intolerance and persecution in all its forms.